Welcome. Today I will be paraphrasing, summarizing, and sharing for the August 14th Al-Anon readings, Encouraged to Change, and a little time for myself. We'll begin with a serenity prayer and 3 mindful breaths. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. I will take a moment to look this over. The question is, what am I expecting my higher power to do for me today that I could do for myself? And this passage is about not expecting our higher power to do for us what we can clearly do for ourselves. That our prayers are answered in perfect time. That's basically what the passage says. It's 2 paragraphs, but it's basically saying exactly that. Today's reminder, we can be patient and look for our part in the solution. I like that part. And the quote is from Freedom from Despair. Prayer is good, but we must also take action. What am I expecting my higher power to do for me today that I could do for myself? Well, what am I expecting my higher power to do for me that I could do for myself? Well, I'm thinking of things that I want for myself, like safety, security, health. And what I can do for myself is make decisions for myself every day that support me taking care of myself. Like the food I eat, the people I spend time with, the amount of physical activity that I get, the way I think about things, the things I choose to focus on and the things I choose to let go of. Knowing that, well, I guess, and also praying for guidance. I think that I always have to remind myself that there are no guarantees, that whatever is going to be is going to be. I can control what's mine to control, but I don't know what's going to happen. And in addition to that, it makes no sense to worry about what might happen because it's a waste of time, because it's not going to prepare me any better than just doing the best I can every day, if that makes sense. And I'm always reminded that happiness is an inside job. Contentment is a result of me working on my my inner peace. So a lot of my feelings and reactions all have to do with what's going on inside of me. So that's what I need to do for myself. I need to focus on that and make sure that I'm in a good place. Hope that made sense. It kind of made sense from over here. All right, I'm going to take a minute and look this over. This is about self-discipline. This talks about being aware that we have choices, learning that if there's something that we feel really uncomfortable about, that we may not actually have to do it, that we have freedom to figure out what's going to work for us. But it doesn't mean that we necessarily don't ever have to do anything that we don't want to do, such as paying our taxes or flossing our teeth. So it says to have a balanced life, we need self-discipline. We want to pay attention to our feelings, but not be completely controlled by them. Today's reminder, we can do what's good for us, even if it might feel uncomfortable. And the quote is from M. Scott Peck. And it says, self-care is a form of self-discipline. So for me, when I went for my yearly physical, I told my doctor that I was having like this. Well, I've talked about it in these videos that since January I've been having like this noticeable strange feeling in my left upper leg, like in my thigh. And when I told my doctor, I was like, it's not, I said, this is how I explained it. I said, it's not interfering with my life. I just want you to know about it so that in 5 years, if it gets worse, you don't say, how long has it been happening? And I say, oh, 5 years. So he actually suggested that I try a physical therapist. And so I was reading so I waited for the phone call from the physical therapist. They called earlier this week. I made an appointment, and it's later this month. And then I got an email confirming it wasn't an email, it was a message in their portal. But I got an email saying you have a message in your portal. You know how that is. So anyway, I went into the message and it said things to expect. And it said if you're working, one of the things said, if you're working on your leg, then you should either wear or bring shorts. And I was like, oh, now I wasn't excited about going to begin with because I'm not sure that it's what I need. But the second thing is I definitely don't want to be exercising in or doing these, stretches in shorts. It's just not my comfort zone. I own 2 pairs of shorts. One of them I haven't worn all summer, and the other one I wear just when I'm in the house when it's really, really hot. Otherwise, I don't wear shorts. So it's just funny about, doing something that I'm a little uncomfortable with to help myself ultimately. And I know the physical therapist doesn't care, like, whatever. Like, it's just so silly. It has nothing to do with anyone but myself. And it has everything to do with me just overthinking it. So, but that's what I thought of when I read this. I love the reminder that we have freedom to do what works for us. And in this case, I'm just really grateful that I have the opportunity to go to a physical therapist to see if maybe there are exercises that will help this. I don't know. But I'm grateful for that opportunity. We'll close out with the Serenity Prayer and 3 mindful breaths. Here we go. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. I don't know if I said that right. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. Thank you so much for joining me today. I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. Sending you love. Take care.